Yo, welcome to the No Limit Podcast, also known as the Nose Full of Snotcast. It's allergy season for a reason, and I'm wheezing for a sneezing. Here with Any Bull and No Limit Eddie. What up? Shout out to all the cum trees.
The cum trees? Oh, because they're going to start sprouting up. Yeah. Dude, what's up with those? Remember, like, walking home from school, and it just smelled like straight jizz in the air?
Yeah.
That's so odd.
For those who don't know, we're talking about those trees with the white petals that just fall off. Randomly pop up every April.
And they smell just like cum. It's weird.
Stanky Jones.
How are you?
Feeling about as good as a fucking cum tree.
Does that mean you're full of cum and you feel good? Or
I gotta let one out, man.
I'm warm inside. Ew.
Bro, we're getting into all this funny shit in the beginning when we got some serious topics today.
Serious topics?
Serious
topics.
Serious topics.
It's a serious topic episode.
Welcome.
And then the podcast, we have a serious topic episode for you. All right, what we got?
Road rules.
Road race.
Not the extremely underrated MTV game show. Just actual rules of the road. And why not following those rules led to our second topic of the two state trooper police officers who were just killed by a driver not following the road rules. And it actually happened like 2 blocks from right here where we record this podcast.
Yeah. That topic kind of blends, though, you know? That's not like two separate topics. Like the reason for these road rules, the reason we have these road rules is so cops don't die when they're got somebody pulled over on the side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's road rules for a reason.
So the thing that sparked this topic was that we were just out in the car and I complained at somebody for doing something that I would probably do.
Which was what?
Exact example was this person was driving across a parking lot, not using the lanes where you're supposed to drive. It's very crisp, sharp, like lefts and rights in a parking lot. It was an empty lot, so they were driving across the spots and like trying to get from point A to point B.
Dude, you're an absolute pussy if you don't drive through the open parking lot.
I do that all the time, but something in my mind when I see somebody doing it just makes me go, "Nah, you ain't supposed to be doing that, buddy."
I know exactly what you mean because I do it too. Like when I see people, like say there's like a fork on the highway and there's people merging from the left and you're driving straight. You know, like sometimes that left merging lane will go on for a little bit before it merges. When people hop out of the traffic that you're currently in to go into that merging lane to cut like 6 cars off and get back in the lane. Yeah. I hate that shit. And I'll even purposely sometimes stick the ass of my car out a little bit further so they can't get past me or nothing. Like I have done that, but there are times where I've been in a pinch and I've been late or something like that, and I've done that. Just get right out of traffic, go into the merging lane for a little bit, cut off like 6 cars, and then you just force your way back in. Like there's nothing they can do, or you're gonna get in an accident with me.
Driving's another one of those things where you gotta remember that it can always be you.
Yeah.
Any situation that you see, it can always be you.
Yeah.
Like you said, weaving in and out of traffic like that, you hated it when you saw it, but subconsciously your mind built up knowing that you can do it if you're in a
Even
pinch.
just weaving out of traffic at all, right? You're driving on the highway, it's not that crowded, but like you have that car that's just moving between any open space. Mm-hmm. I fucking hate that, dude. And I've never done that. Like I don't drive like that where literally I'm just cutting everybody up on the highway.
Only one time have I ever been in the car with a drunk driver, and it was with an old boss when I had my first job at Blink Fitness. Yup, that's the type of motherfuckers they're hiring, drunk drivers.
Right?
And their gyms,
giving everybody
and
ringworm.
Their gyms are honestly dirty.
Yeah, giving everybody ringworm.
For real. And anyway, we went to this little work party thing. It was at a bowling alley. He got fucking hammered. He's probably doing coke too, because like later on down the line, I figured out this dude was doing some cocaine.
Some yayo.
Yeah, some
butter.
Miami yayo.
That
yayo,
butter.
Yayo. That butter.
He was using that
butter.
butter.
Yeah, he was definitely getting into the butter. But he gave me a ride home. It was already set up that he was going to give me a ride home. I thought he was going to drink, but I didn't think he was going to get like hammered. And then I was like, fuck, dude, I got to get in the car with this guy. He's hammered. Probably a stupid decision at the time, but I just did it.
Probably wanted roadhead.
No.
Probably a stupid decision at the time.
Actually, we did also drive a girl who worked with us home. That's part of the reason that I went, because I knew we could DP her. Nah, I'm just kidding. She was actually like his age. He was way older than me. She was his age, and they were like friends. They were just friendly. They might have fucked or something too, but we were dropping her off home first before me. And I think the fact that she was there and kind of like sober and she was cool about it made me more comfortable about getting in the car. But he was doing that thing that you just talked about, like speeding in traffic,
and he was
whipping.
drunk.
And he had an Audi, so he could do it. So he was whipping, and he was drunk. And I was like, but it was actually, shout out, I got to give him a little bit of credit back. He was driving like a fucking Formula One racer. Like, even though he was drunk, I actually felt like, yeah, he's done this 100 times.
You know why?
And it's
Like,
going to be fine.
When you drink sometimes, it gives you that feeling like you're the shit. So you get behind the wheel and you like driving, you got a little buzz on or whatever, you're a little tipsy, and you're like, I'm no fucking shit, dude. You know what I mean? You start fucking weaving out of traffic and doing some cool shit, you start speeding. Like, I can see it. Like, I can see why he does it, but it's just so fucking terrifying. And it's just annoying that, like, when I'm driving on the highway and, like, I'm even doing, like, 80, just cutting up the lane. Like, I'm going fast, right? Like, I'm getting where I need to be. But when you just see somebody doing, like, 95 room, like, cut up, and they're going in and out, and people are like hard stopping and shit, dude, that type of ignorance boils my blood so bad. That's not even like a little thing on the road to get mad at. That's like a big ass thing that people do. Like, it's just like, you can cause an accident that'll kill people instantly if you clip anyone, and you might not even get hurt. You might clip somebody and keep driving off, but that car spins out, hits me, and then both of those now we're all dead, and you just keep cruising off. That's the shit that bothers me about it.
I saw like a famous viral video like that where a car was being taking road rage to a new extent, and caused somebody by not even hitting them, because they just were driving up in front of them, hitting the brakes, fucking around on the road, caused them to slam their brakes and then spin out, and then an undercover cop pulled right out from traffic.
Dude, don't you love seeing videos like that where the asshole just gets instant justice
got right away?
Like, even, like, I've seen cars, like, cut up and, like, do some fucked up shit, then get T-boned, and even though they're getting, like, hit and slammed, I'm like, you fucking deserved it, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's sick of me, but, like, I really do get that feeling, like, shouldn't have did that. Shouldn't have did that.
One more thing, I know you probably do it, too, about rules people don't follow that you bitch about, turn signals. Whenever someone doesn't use a turn signal, I gotta make a comment. But there's plenty of times that it's like, early morning, nobody's on the road. Maybe there is a car behind me that might need to see my turn signal, but there's no one on the road, and I'm like,
and you'll just think, like, you know what, they'll see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Everyone has that moment, but that's why everyone's a hypocrite, dude.
Yeah,
everyone's
exactly. If anything proves that true, what we said about everyone will be a hypocrite at some point in their life,
do have?
It's rules of the road.
You know what I do have instant beef with? Is people who freak out about, like, rolling stops. South
Philly slide?
Yeah.
Who freaks out about it? What do you mean?
Like pedestrians.
Oh, that don't want you to do it? Yeah, I haven't encountered many. What do they do?
They just, like, you always see, like,
give you a weird
face.
You
always see the, like,
dude, I just hate in general when people give you that face. Remember I told that story many episodes ago about that dude who was just shaking his head because I was letting somebody out of the car.
Know what I do? Traffic. I think about, like, when I see that face, I just think about me having just a fucking pistol and me just getting out of the car and be like, yeah, do the face right now while I have this gun there. Like, I really do think that. Because I get pissed, bro.
FBI.
That's where my mind goes. I'm like, make the face now. I have
you
a fucking
sound like
gun
Brian
in my mouth.
Callen, bro. He always takes shit to the extreme like that.
This is the No Limit podcast. That's the only podcast we get No Limit shit. No, but really, that is like I really do want to have that justice moment to see that shit fucking to just be like, I'm so sorry. I won't do it ever again.
That's all revenge, though. You just want the person you want revenge on. You just want,
I would never shoot somebody unless they make that face.
that fucking...
That face. You know what face I'm talking about, too, though. Or, like, when it's a guy, it's like...
Yeah.
The other one was the woman face.
That was that one. Like I said, that one dude who was doing it to me in the Starbucks parking lot. It was instant beef. It was instantaneous. Something about that face, bro. Like, something about that face just brings the animal out of you.
Road rage is a real thing, dude. Road rage is crazy.
Like, who are you to shake your head upon anything I'm doing?
Exactly. who do you think you are? And there's something about that pedestrian driver disconnect where because I'm in a car and you're outside the car,
Right.
you think that anything's fair game. But all it takes is one person to make the move, right? Who's really about it. All you got to do is fuck with the wrong person, dude, and they can end in such a horrible way. That's what gets me the worst. That's what also makes me mad about it is that, like, I'm not the person who's going to get out with a gun, right? But I wish that I was. No, but, like, I kind of wish that person did it to somebody who would.
That reminds me, not to go into too long of a story before we get to the cop thing, because I didn't forget about that, but last fucking week, I was driving through North Philly late night, and I fucking seen, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was two cars in a road rage fit against each other, or, which I do think...
I just pictured the cars, like, fucking just bumping each other in the street.
So, look, I'm trying to decide, like, where to reveal the craziness. I guess I'll just come right out with it. I'm driving down the road, and I see a fat-ass lady hustling, running across the street, running from a car where there's two men fist-fighting on the car. And I'm driving by thinking in my head, is this like road rage? Like, did somebody get out of the car on somebody? But there's only one car. So my thought is that this was like a family, or because they were all adults. The lady was an adult, and the two men were adults.
Before you go any further, she's running from the car. There's someone driving the car,
She's
and there's two men fighting on top of the car.
No, like on the car, like up against the windows. Not on
the
top
car's
of
not
it.
moving.
Yeah, the car's not moving.
I thought they were like, she was
Out the
running from a
sunroof.
moving car, and there was dudes on the car fighting. I was like, bro, you saw a fucking film.
Dog, she's running across the street in the fattest run I've ever seen. Like, just a huge bitch, like trying to get away. Just
everything's moving.
Everything.
Just shift, bro. The weight dispersity that she's dealing with.
If she can't slow down enough before the curb, she's gonna go down.
Bro, she's probably got like 100 going this way, then 100 back this way, 40 goes this way, 30. Like that's probably a hard way to run.
She's jetting across this road, which is like double-sided traffic on both sides. I see this dude fighting this other dude up against the car, and I start thinking, oh, well, did somebody hop out the car on the other? But there's only one car.
This is
so
why
I
Philly
have
is
to think
great.
that it had to be a family, like, and they got in some type of dispute, the two men in the car, and they were like, yeah, you want to do something about it? Pull over, pull over. And like you said, that fucking one dude decided, you know what? I am going to pull over. And he pulled over, and now you have to fight.
That's
And
what I'm
you're
saying.
fist fighting in the middle of the road with your fucking wife or mom or aunt or whoever that was hustling across the street.
Bro, and you always think that you're not going to get into that situation.
And now you're that guy.
You always think that you're just going to be like, fuck you, and get away with it. And then the guy's like, actually, I'm going to get out of the car now and then say it again. And you're like, ah!
Yo, they were getting it in too. Like
Were
it
they
wasn't
really?
it wasn't no like
I haven't seen a good
little
fist
shitty
fight
like
in
they were
quite some time.
they were like dirty boxing all up on each other, like,
Really?
getting the shots in.
Should have filmed it, bro.
I
What
went
are you doing?
real
It's
slow.
2022.
I went real slow up to them just so I didn't hit anybody, and then when I got close, I kind of zoomed past because I didn't want nobody to fucking hit me with a straight bullet.
Hey, yo, he fucking him up.
I should have said
Y'all
that.
all getting hurt.
Wait, I actually think when I got a little further away, I rolled down the window, man. Fight.
Bro.
Imagine driving by.
Cops!
Fuck them up.
Yo, oh God, he really getting fucked up.
Yo, call his aunt.
Call his aunt, yo, he getting fucked up.
You got me geeked.
Nah, that's what's so cool about living in the city, though. You can really just like stumble upon that random encounter. Like somewhere in the city that night was that chick running from the car and two dudes just going at it. That was just happening somewhere in the city.
I wonder where they were headed. Like they started
Where
off
were
in
they
the
coming
same
from?
car going to the same location.
Where did they wake up and like thought their day was going that it ended that way?
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Life is wild, dude. But yeah, I don't know. The rules of the road are not obeyed. See, like the thing about the rules of the road is that everyone breaks the laws. You know, everyone. So why do we have, you know, like it's
like
weird.
speeding. That is a law broken by every single person.
Everyone.
Every person.
No turn on red. Every time. Every time. Do you ever stop at a no turn on red? And now you have apps in your car. You plug your phone into your car, and it'll tell you when there's a red light camera.
Yeah.
It'll tell you when there's a speed. You can just fuck around whenever you want.
The key to that, no limit
And obey whenever they're watching.
is even if you know where you're going, put the GPS on because then it'll tell you that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not for sure. The thing is, there's cameras that they have on us that we don't know about. And we're all microchipped and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
sure.
the problem with everything. Like, you can get away with it, on the Waze app and see where they got that red light camera so you don't get a fine in the mail, but really they probably just are watching you at all times.
Yeah, 100%.
Isn't that crazy that they're just watching?
They're watching right now. Imagine we just melt it.
we just got like fucking sucked into the sky by like a beam of light.
But
what's up?
Yeah, let's get on to why we even came up with this topic.
Is because two cops got killed?
The more sad
So,
tale.
yeah, I think, without knowing the full story, I'm pretty sure what happened was the cops must have had somebody
What's that
pulled
exit
over.
called? Front in Oregon, or is it front in something?
I think it's Columbus.
No, it wasn't the Columbus exit. Because
Packer.
Yeah.
Packer.
Packer?
The one by the
19?
stadium? Yeah.
Where we
Or
get
Packer
off by
17.
Duncan. Where we get off by Duncan. That's where it was. Like right
Walt
before,
Whitman Bridge.
Yeah, right before you make that right where you can either go to the Walt Whitman or get off to
Walt
Hargett.
Whitman Bridge or Front Street,
It
I
was
think
there.
it is.
Yeah, Front Street.
Yeah, so either they had a traffic stop, there was an accident or some way, but there was cops that were outside their vehicle on the side of the road.
Yeah, so what happened was there was a pedestrian wandering on the highway. And they stopped traffic. That's why the traffic jam was there to cause the
right.
lady.
So now this lady's sitting in traffic, and she did that thing that I'm kind of talking about where they're like, you know what? Fuck this traffic. Whatever I'm doing is way more important, and I need to do it. And fuck everything else, because that's essentially what you're thinking in that mindset. All these people are waiting. Fuck all these people. Fuck this traffic.
I gotta go.
I'm doing my own thing now. I'm going to break the rules. I'm going to break the law. And you know what? 9 out of 10 times you probably won't get caught, and nothing will come of it, and you'll just see me in traffic, see it happen, like fucking asshole.
But that 10th time.
But then that 10th time, you strike and kill 2 police officers.
State troopies.
Like, wow.
And the guy who they were getting off the highway.
She killed
him
3
too.
of them?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Because you know what it was? It's probably that thing where like it was a bend of some sort, right? Because there's a lot that road bends.
Yeah.
So she's probably making the bend, and doesn't see them, and then the second she's about to hit them is when she sees them.
Yeah. Also, they were showing pictures of the cop car with the airbags deployed. So I'm wondering, because we just kind of briefly looked it up, I'm wondering if the cops had successfully rescued the guy who was wandering the highway and already got back in the car, and then she just smoked the car.
Yeah, they probably had him in the car because he's probably distressed in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then put him in cuffs so you can detain him and give him the, whatever had needed to happen. Maybe he was impaired and couldn't get back in the car. He might have been on drugs or something. Who knows, right? And yeah, she probably just smoked the fucking car.
In some weird way, I feel like it would be harder to kill all 3 of them if they were out of the car.
Nah.
Even if they were in the same lane of the highway, I just feel like they see the car come and they're going to try to move. And even if she did strike all 3 of them, the way they're moving out of the way, like at least one of them would just like get a broken leg and not die. You know what I mean? Like it would be so hard to strike 3 people who see you coming hard enough to kill all 3 of them.
That though, right? Like she's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm getting out of this traffic. She's speeding down the what is that even called?
The shoulder.
Yeah, it is the shoulder, I guess, but there's no like designated area for being pulled over. It's not called something.
The shoulder. No, yeah, that's
the
what
shoulder.
It is.
Yeah, like she's just ripping down the shoulder to get out of traffic.
Yeah, how fast you got to be going, and then we're talking about hitting 3 people. Yeah, they can move, but if she does hit any given one of them hard enough, they're standing out there and definitely dead.
3
but they're
people.
in the car. They're in a police vehicle. Like pretty probably like a pretty up-to-date vehicle with good safety features. How the fuck fast you gotta be going to smoke that car?
Maybe they weren't wearing seatbelts and
kill
shit
all
because they were
3 of
just
them.
chilling there for a minute. They were just hopping in the car and typing some shit in on the computer. Who knows? They might not have been. No, they were just sitting there.
Yeah.
Imagine you're sitting in your car, right, and you're on your phone. You don't have a seatbelt on, and someone smokes you doing 65 from the back. You're gonna fly forward and shit. Like, you're gonna get fucked up.
I want to know more about it, honestly.
And like now, this lady's whole life is fucked because of one stupid little decision. That's why like we all make stupid decisions. Like I said, we all break the law when we're driving. Everyone speeds. Everyone turns on red. In the moment, you think it really is no big deal. But there really is that one time where it's going to change your entire life. And not in a good way. You know what I mean? It's scary to think about. It can really happen to anybody. I'm sure this chick was a normal lady, just, going about her life. She probably had a bad day. He was like, fuck this traffic. And 3 people are dead.
A thing on CBS right now.
You're on CBS?
We're struck. A crash happened on southbound lanes near the Broad Street exit.
That's by the link and by Wells Fargo
Deaths
Center.
of 33-year-old trooper Martin F. Mack and 29-year-old trooper Brandon T. Siska. Rest in peace.
It's horrible.
12:40 a.m. The impact was so great that it threw the troopers over into the northbound lanes of Interstate 95.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
So
could you imagine
they
you're
flew out the window and went across to northbound.
Can you imagine you are driving down the northbound highway and 2 police officers are flying in the air towards you, like this?
Oh my God, bro!
Probably glass and shit on them. Dude, that is fucked up. That's horrific. What a way to die.
Police say the driver was a woman and her vehicle stopped a short distance later after she also struck a barrier.
She must have been fucked up.
Are now working on a DUI-related investigation. Young driver potentially facing extremely serious consequences. Pedestrian's name not released. Oh, who died? The pedestrian who died, not the lady.
Dude. How does that happen?
Anything else?
They flew to the northbound lanes. And you know what I mean? That's like saying, like, you woke up those cops woke up that day.
The helicopters ain't been that low since they were following Harry Rickabine.
What the fuck is that? But yeah, like, the cops woke up that day, they went to Dunkin', they got their coffee, they shot the shit at the office for a minute, talked to the secretary they had a crush on at work, their work flirt, go out, patrol the city, probably nothing happened that day. And then just, we got a call for a guy on the highway. Let's go. We got it. Yeah, we're on it.
They put their body on the line for real. Forget all the belts.
We'll take care.
No limit.
Dude, that's terrible.
That's what it's all about, bro. When people eventually do hear those lyrics come out of my mouth, body on the line for real, forget all the belts. It's just about stories like that. There's just a million people in the world who just you really never know when the time's going to come, and especially with a job like that, every day could be the time. So the mentality you got to have to really wake up and put your body on the line like that. And I think I don't know if problem is even the right word, but a thing about it is just that they don't even think about it like that, because once you go for so many years and you realize, like, yeah, like, I'm a police officer, I carry a gun, like, I got to put myself in dangerous situations if I have to, but I've been here 5 years and I'm fine and nothing bad has ever really happened. You kind of just forget, you get lackadaisical to the fact that shit can go as bad as it can.
Like, call me, you're like, yo, shit can go crazy, but honestly, like, it's really chill. Like, I don't really encounter too much, so you probably start talking like that. Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
A lot of cops just retire without a scratch. There are a lot that do it. Not all of them get killed. It's not like it's not like an instant death job.
And I wonder I've never seen state troopers on that part of the bridge. Like, I've never.
Dude, sometimes they're just around. A state trooper actually flashed his lights at me last night. I don't know why either. I don't know if he was just trying. He might have been just trying to get past me. Because I pulled over in the right lane and he just kept going, turned his lights off. So he might have been trying to get past me, but he wasn't going fast. Because then I had to, like, go super slow behind him because I don't know what he was trying to pull. You know what I mean? Like, I was driving on the highway. I noticed this car was speeding behind me, like, to catch up to my ass. I'm like, who is this car? And all of a sudden, cop lights come on. And I was like, what the fuck? I don't know what's wrong with me. I was like, the lights come on. I'm like, what the fuck? So, I just pulled over into the right lane, and, like, he just, like, went slightly ahead of me and turned his lights off. And then we kind of just, like, rode next to each other.
You know what's crazy? That was yesterday?
Yeah. It was a state trooper.
Well, then maybe because
I wasn't going that
happened.
fast. I wasn't going that fast.
But then maybe, bro, legitimately, it might be because of what happened. Because maybe he thinks, like, you know what? Am I really, that situation brought that back to his mind. He's like, I'm pulling this guy over or whatever, like, and then he drove by you, probably gave a little look-see, like, saw what was in your car, decided it ain't worth getting out the car.
Maybe.
For real. Like,
Maybe.
you know that.
Bro,
I
just got done working.
I feel like legitimately that's probably the reason why.
I thought about it, but I was like, who knows? I was like, maybe he's just trying to get past me. But yeah, it was. Because then, yeah, he did kind of just like ride in front of me.
Like, he was like, fuck that. I ain't going to be next. I ain't going to be the dude standing on the side of the road getting hit.
I was going like 64.
12 hours later.
Like 64 at like 10 o'clock at night.
Did you have your lights on, your headlights?
Yeah. He was behind me. He put his lights on to like pull me over. And I went to the right lane. He didn't get behind me. He just went, right
How
past me.
How long did he put them on for?
Like I said, he sped up to me and then put them on right when he got right behind me.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
For how long? Like 2 seconds, 5 seconds?
Just enough for him to get past me.
I feel like maybe if it was such a short time, maybe you just thought he did. Because I know times like...
No, bro, he had his lights on.
Like, have you ever been driving and something like maybe like a street light flickers or like you drive by a couple different lights? They were red and blue, and it was for like
at least 6 or 7 real like seconds. No sirens.
Yeah, who knows, bro? And he made you pull over to the shoulder?
No. I just got into the right lane.
Oh, okay.
And he kept driving in the left lane ahead of me, and then got like probably 3 feet ahead of me in the left lane, and I was in the right lane, and just stayed that speed the whole time. And obviously I wasn't gonna blow past him, so I just I tucked behind him the whole time.
He could have been setting you up for that too.
That's what I mean. Maybe he was just like,
if you speed up, you can speed in for sure.
Right. And he was like, maybe he seen me do something, and he was like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. If he fucking veers off, I'll get him. But I'll keep him in line right now.
He seen you hit the jaw?
No. Maybe. That's why I was like, what the fuck? But at that point, I had nothing in the car.
Yeah, at that point, it don't matter.
I was just like, because I was smoking in my car, but...
And you're good with all that shit. People get too skitsy about that. As long as you're not carrying a bunch of weed with you, you're pretty much...
I had nothing in the car. I just
You're pretty much
going
to be good in that situation.
Yeah.
Anybody who's out there smoking in your whip, just don't only bring the weed you're smoking, and that's it, and then throw it away.
Yeah, but RIP to those 2 state troopers. That's sad.
Definitely.
For no reason.
The lady, I mean, they said they're working on a DUI. I'm sure she was drunk. There ain't no way. I really can't believe I'm still astonished that they flew into the northbound side of the highway.
That's incredible.
So it must have been a deal where like instead of them being on the shoulder, so she had to be on the left shoulder. So they were probably, because right there where we're talking about, and maybe if I find like an aerial shot, I can pop it up for people.
Yeah, she's on Broad Street.
There's 2 shoulders because it's right where the exit is. So the exit has its own right shoulder, but then the left side is where the highway continues, so there's a shoulder on the left.
Yeah,
so they must have had the car pulled over on the left side, the police, got out, got the guy off the highway, had traffic held up by getting him, got back in the car. She was trying to beat that traffic on the left side and continue on 95, not exit on the right. And fucking blasted them and knocked them out of the windshield onto 95 North. Insanity. Insane insanity.
They must have been a little bit past the exit, though. That's probably why she thought.
Yeah.
She was probably just cruising through that little exit part. It probably got wide. You know what I mean? Zipped right through, got up the gut a little bit, and just didn't see this car. It probably blended in. It's probably 12:40 a.m., right? So it's nighttime. The cop probably didn't have his lights on at this point.
And she's probably killed. Crushed.
Fuck.
Just weaving traffic.
Damn.
Always remember, people, it could be you. Do not get behind the wheel. Tonight's episode is sponsored by
Corona Premier.
Yeah. Serious tone. Let's lighten it up a little bit. This episode, who knows when it actually will drop, because, like, if we get a fired guest, we're going to follow up last week's episode with a little, something. Who knows?
This isn't a talk. This is just...
Yeah.
This is out there.
We'll remember those Philly State Troopers forever, so it doesn't matter that it literally happened 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Right.
You'll hear about it when you hear about it, motherfucker. Now we're going to get on to our favorite WrestleMania ever. Because whenever it drops, it'll be sometime around the months of March and April. As of this recording, WrestleMania is next Sunday. WrestleMania 30, what? 8? 9?
Bro, I feel like they've been in the 30s for my entire life anymore.
I'm actually surprised that it's on the end of the 30s, bro. For real. I thought WrestleMania 31 was like 3 years ago. It was not. It was like 6 or 7, maybe. I think this might be 37. Yeah, 37 it is. So it was 6 years ago. My personal...
Yeah, I want to know your favorite first.
My personal favorite, dude. And it's pretty cliche, so maybe I'll give this one and then say, another good one.
Nah, say your favorite, bro. Say it with your chest.
Obviously. It's just obvious, bro. WrestleMania. Let me make sure I'm right because I always get these two confused.
You're stalling, bro. You're
my
nervous.
top 2 favorite. No, I need to make sure.
I know mine's easy.
WrestleMania.
I taped mine. I put a blank VHS in the VHS player and taped it when I rented it. I've watched it.
Yeah.
Forever.
So it is for sure. It is WrestleMania 17. I just wanted to make sure that 17.
That's like the gold backdrop and shit.
Yeah, that 17 was the one where Undertaker fought Triple H.
The Rock and Hulk Hogan?
That's 18.
That's 18.
Or maybe 19. But 19's good too. That's what I was going between whether my favorite was 17 or 19. But I know that 17 is my favorite because of the match with Undertaker and Triple H, which was maybe the most... You ever hear the term overbooking?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm using it right, but I would say this match might be the most overbooked. Nah, that's not right, because that means it would be a lot of run-ins and a lot of stuff going on. But it's like the most outlandish match in WWE history because it's booked as a regular match. All the rules apply. Countouts, disqualifications, all that. About a few minutes into the match, the ref takes a bump from somebody, and this dude lays in the ring dead for 15 minutes. And the Undertaker and Triple H fight all over the arena using every weapon and just come back to the ring, and the ref gets up and the match finishes. And he pretends that he witnessed none of that. It was literally an Extreme Rules match under the guise of normal match. And one of my favorite WrestleMania matches. Also, a fucking heater. One of the best WrestleMania matches in existence from 3 guys that aren't necessarily all huge stars. Raven, Kane, Big Show. Triple threat for the Hardcore Championship.
That's a good match. That's a good fucking match.
When Raven goes through the window?
Yeah, that's a good match. That's one no one talks about either. That's wow. Dude, it just was so good. It was so I don't know. I just wish we had creative control over WWE. My favorite WrestleMania for sure is WrestleMania 20.
20.
For
and
sure.
We talked about this off cam before.
Yeah, it's no doubt, bro. The whole show was great. The Chris Jericho and Christian storyline was everything. I like that one because everything felt so legit. All the storylines felt so real. Like the Undertaker versus Vince McMahon at Survivor Series when they bury Undertaker alive, and then all those. I guess it was SmackDown, wasn't it? It wasn't Raw. I think Undertaker was on SmackDown at this point. And every time Kane was in a match, the lights would go out, and he'd be like, "You're not real. You're not real." You know what I mean? Remember? And then when he comes back, oh yeah, the Ball Bear thing, and then the lights go out.
Opens the
and yeah, bro, the music when he came back out, everything was just so fucking hyped up. I don't know, my mind was blown. And Kane's in the ring, "You're not.
It can't be.
It can't be. You're not real.
I burned you alive."
Yeah. And he's haha, you're not real. And then he goes to touch him. Kane played it off. Kane was fucking killing it those years with the Snitsky baby and killing the baby. And
Kane had some stories.
Dude, he was going in because he was
Glennie Jacobs.
Glenn Jacobs. Then he was in See No Evil.
Then he became the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. No limit. That's no fucking limit right
Open
there.
invitation on the podcast, Glenn.
To Glennie.
Yeah, for sure. Any day. But, yeah, that storyline was great. Then you had the Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Chris Benoit triple threat to end it for the championship.
Dude, Kane recently got fucking
Or no, was it?
roasted.
Who did Eddie Guerrero fight in that WrestleMania?
I just had the card up.
Fuck. Eddie Guerrero had a good-ass match. Because he comes out at the end.
European Championship versus Test.
Yeah, because he comes out.
Rest in peace to both men.
Yeah, he comes out at the end and
two
puts
Royal
Benoit's
Revival
arm up and shit.
participants.
Yeah. Shout out.
We also that night had a street fight between Shane McMahon and Mr. McMahon. That was a fire match too with Linda McMahon. What, dude?
They had a lot of
This is without a doubt the greatest, dude. This also has the tables, ladders, and chairs with Edge and Christian, Dudley's, Hardys. And another slept-on match that people actually talk about as a bad WrestleMania match. It was almost like a dark match, but they put it on the show like after the championship matches, or maybe right before the championship matches, and I'm just fucking remembering it wrong. The Gimmick Battle Royal, where all the old heads came out and they had the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
That was tough.
That's what I'm saying. I taped this WrestleMania, and I watched it all the time. It was so good, and dude, I can see it now. Like all the promos they cut before each match, it was just so fucking good.
Are you talking about 20? Was I supposed to look up who Eddie's opponent on 20 was?
Yeah,
I was saying 17.
I was just saying none of that sounds right to me.
Oh my god.
None of that sounds right to me.
None of that was on 20. Eddie Guerrero, WrestleMania 20.
Yeah, you said Eddie Guerrero and Test. I was like, Test was not WrestleMania 20. And neither were the Hardys.
Oh, Kurt Angle. Yeah, that was the night Eddie Guerrero and Angle had a classic. Eddie won. And
Eddie comes out at the end.
And then Benoit won against Shawn Michaels and Triple H on Triple
Fire main event.
And Triple H did the full-on job, tapped out to the crippler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he really put him over. Benoit won the Royal Rumble that year.
Then he had a weak run.
That's why.
Yeah, then he had a weak
run. That's when he won it in Philly. He came out number 1 and won it.
And lost to one of my favorite heavyweight champions ever. Posted him on the story yesterday. The Randy Orton who would stand under the gold shower like this. That was a character.
Nothing you could say.
That was the man.
Nothing's gonna take what you got today.
He should have kept that gimmick and held the championship for his whole life.
Yeah, Randy Orton's a sick wrestler. Randy Orton's the GOAT. Just him in the ring is just he's just a good ass wrestler. The RKO is one of the top finishers ever. Also,
shout outs to a lot of WrestleManias in the 20s. I feel like none of them were super hits after number 20 itself.
21, 22, and 23 weren't bad.
I love 23.
But they don't follow up to 20.
23, Batista and Undertaker for the heavyweight championship. John Cena and Shawn Michaels for the WWE spinner belt. When the spinner belt was kind of new. That was pretty good.
Remember the spinner belt?
30. A good recent one, 30. New Orleans. Undertaker losing first time.
How do you feel about that?
They definitely did it to the right guy. They did it to the right guy with the direction that they were going. Well, he said that he was happy that they that they beat him with Brock, but they did do it to the right guy because WWE has gone in a direction where the dudes at the top are supposed to be dudes who look like they will legit beat your fucking ass. So they couldn't just take a so-so guy and make him by beating him the Undertaker. They had to take a legit guy and be like, yo, this is the fucking Undertaker. It took a trained killer from the UFC heavyweight division to break this.
Like someone you can know who can really brawl. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And then Roman Reigns beat him a couple years later. I didn't enjoy that. It's like, come on, dog.
They were just trying to put Roman Reigns over.
You're going to give him 2 on the record. Like, come on, dog. Let him get a fucking N1 streak.
Yeah, he lost to Brock Lesnar, who's Brock Lesnar, right? Because Brock Lesnar's supposed to be Brock Lesnar. He's supposed to be unbeatable. That's the ultimate way to show he's unbeatable, is to beat Undertaker at WrestleMania, the only person to do that. Yeah, I agree. And Roman Reigns, I just don't think he's got the actual juice to realistically for me to buy him beating the Undertaker. Brock Lesnar I can see is Brock Lesnar. I like Roman Reigns.
Current product, bro. I don't as far as WWE, I'm not watching every show, but from what I know about it and what I've seen of him, because he's kind of all over the highlights and shit, he's a lot better now.
He's definitely the whole face of the thing now.
He's the face of the company, and he should be.
Yeah, he should be.
He should be. Back then, he should not have been. You're right. He was not ready for all that. And even when he beat Undertaker, I don't think he was ready for all that.
Well, maybe that's what they were just forcing him in. You know, and they were just forcing him to be the face. And that was part of it.
And now he just is. And eventually he'll have to face The Rock.
Maybe Vince McMahon
going all the way back. You want to talk what people on the podcast have said? Way back on the Bingo Pod, the dude Chris that came with him talking about Roman Reigns long-term booking, ending with him versus The Rock at WrestleMania, and he might have predicted the future because that's probably going to happen next year.
That'd be dope. I feel like that'd be really cool. Because I feel like The Rock can still go a little bit. You know what I mean? He's active.
Yeah. What do you think about Cody Rhodes? Is he going to show up at the Royal Rumble? When the people hear this, he might have already showed up or not, but let's hear what you think.
I thought the Royal Rumble already happened.
No, at WrestleMania. I'm sorry.
Oh,
this is two podcasts deep. We're like 160 minutes in the recording.
I actually have no idea. I don't know nothing about that life.
You don't know nothing
it's
about
only my
that
third
life.
day out here. Nah, I really have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could go back to the days of WrestleMania 17, 18, 19, 20, like with full cognizance, because that shit was so good. It's a shame.
Yeah, when Vince McMahon and Stone Cold are just cheers and beers after they finally join forces after all them years of hating each other to beat The Rock, like that's the end of a story, bro. Like that's the fucking last page of a good ass book.
Good ass book.
And then WWE, they always reopen the fucking book. Like probably a couple months later, they hated each other again. But either way,
yeah, when the ratings started, Vince was like, "You gotta spray me with beer again, Austin."
But on that day of WrestleMania 17, the fucking book closed, the chapter ended, and it was fire.
Yeah. The Rock. I feel like The Rock, for being as amazing as he was, and he does get a lot of wrestling clout, I feel like he doesn't get enough.
And he don't get enough clout?
Yeah, from wrestling. Like, he is fucking awesome. Like, not only, like, wrestling, but, like, being, like, a superstar.
Yeah.
Talking shit. Like, he's one of the greatest ever. He's top 3. Right? He's got to be. Like, realistically, The Rock, Stone Cold, and who?
Hogan.
You think it's Hogan?
Or Cena, if you just want to throw that racist
Undertaker?
Hulk Hogan out.
Undertaker?
Nah, he ain't a racist fuck.
Did you ever see Hulk Hogan's sex tape?
He's just an old man who's stuck in his ways.
What about Triple H?
Triple H is up there, dude, but I don't think he's top 3.
My top 3 would probably be Triple H, Stone Cold, and The Rock.
Triple H is up.
Did you ever see Hulk Hogan?
I think Triple H is, it goes Ric Flair, Cena, Triple H in World Championships. Third. I think he's third. He has more than The Rock.
Did you ever see?
And Triple H never transcended to that film industry and shit because he's stuck with the WWE
yeah,
industry.
he's a lifer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a lifer.
Did I ever see what?
Hulk Hogan's sex tape?
No.
Bro, it's hilarious. It's literally like a night camera. Like, it looks like a baby monitor's filming it. It's like him in, like, fucking black and white. And, like, he's just old as shit. And, like, just young girls just riding him. He's all stiff and old.
Fake ass hips.
He's got, like, fucking, like, steroid water weight. Like, he's just all funny as shit. And you can hear him talking. It's classic.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Yeah. I forget what he says, but he says wild shit. He says wild
fucking
shit.
The Hulkster, bro.
Hulkster's still getting it in.
Thunderlips.
He just got a divorce. My man's still fucking beefing with these chicks.
Did we ever show Thundy?
Yeah, Thunderlips has been on the pod. He might have been on the Royal Rival. Yo, you just derobed him. You really just took fucking Thunderlips' cape. Who else has Thunderlips with the cape? We don't got Rocky no more, but it's actually pretty funny that we have the Little Rock, which would probably actually look pretty accurate in comparison next to that action figure.
No relation to Little Rock, Arkansas.
Shout out Little Rock, Arkansas, for sure. Love them over there.
Little Rock, Arkansas?
Mm-hmm.
You remember Nate Archibald?
Yeah. From Little Rock, Arkansas?
Yeah. And he said to that one guy, "Aren't you bald?"
He said, "You know my favorite podcaster is Any Ball."
And they were talking about car control.
Yeah, and he told me to put a sweater on because I don't want to catch a cold.
And I said, "Hold my hand, don't let it go."
I was doing my laundry, he told me how to fold.
I was rolling my weed, he taught me how to roll.
He took me to the Rainbow, found me the pot of gold.
Vince McMahon and Stone Cold was the greatest story ever told. Double rhyme.
He hit it with the double rhyme.
All right, I think that's been it for this episode. Keep it a short, boy. It's been like 40-something minutes.
Nah, I think it was a decent one. I think it's probably around the same, like 50 minutes. Maybe shout out Nate Archibald.
Yeah, shout out to him.
No.
Shout out to all the pair as well.
Episode
we don't
determined.
know. Yeah, episode TBT, probably like 71. Peace.
Peace. Love yous.